Hello! Hi guys! Welcome back to One Man's Junk. Alright folks, it's good to see you again. I know it's been quite a while. If you're wondering where I've been hiding out, well, I have a link down here in the description. And well, make sure you get on Facebook and join the BOD, that's Toys for Suckers, because One Man's Junk does One Man's Jawn. We're up in the Jawn. Every Tuesday live on Facebook we do a live sale. So if you do want to join in, if you want to buy some toys, by all means join the group, come along, and yeah, I'll be happy to sell you something. Okay guys, so just before I show you some of my new pickups here, I just want to give a big shout out to Steve from Frankenculture. Frankenculture actually promotes the channel, the content here. So, you know, just want to say a big thank you. We really appreciate it, Steve. Really appreciate your support. Let's have a look at some toys then, shall we? So this is what I would consider normally to be my general finds, but they're not too general at all. We've got some really rare and interesting pieces here, and best of all, I have a little theme going on, so it's mostly 90s action figures or toy lines. So first thing I have is this guy here. I was actually really fortunate enough to pick him up in an online auction. It was Andy Cook's Toys for the Ages, which is every Monday on Facebook, and I was really lucky to score this guy here. It's one that you don't see too often. He's in great condition and he is complete. He's still got the lid, he's even got the decal here. So definitely a nice piece, and he sets the tone for some of my other pieces, such as this guy here. That is of course a Biker Mice from Mars, but this would be the Micro Machine set. Now, funnily enough, Biker Mice from Mars was released from Louis Galob, who also did Micro Machines, and they did a little crossover pack, and this is one of them. So it's not particularly valuable, but certainly it's a great little piece here. Now we're talking 90s. You're going to notice there's a anamorphic theme going on here. So what series is missing? Well, which else? It has to be Street Sharks. Yes. Have a look at this. That's a Street Sharks ring. I have never seen it before, so when it came up for sale, I had to grab it. I'm not sure where it comes from. It perhaps was a premium toy released through KFC or McDonald's, but we'll need to double check. But certainly, it's a piece that you do not see too often. So that's a great little piece. And keeping in with Street Sharks, wow! When can you say you've seen a Street Sharks gumball? Well, now you can. I had never seen it before, so when I seen it up for sale, I had to grab it. It was a crazy low price. It was released by Flix with an X. But like I said, I have never seen one before. I'm going to assume it's still working, but I don't fancy trying to mess around with it, filling it with gumballs. So for the moment, it will live on my shelf, but definitely a great, rare little piece that, like I said, you definitely don't see too often at all. Okay, my last one here almost made it into my finds of the day, but I didn't really feel like that was fair just because you can still buy these online. So it's something that I used to mention a lot, so some of my older fans will remember. That's right, it's Toxic Crusaders. Yes, so I've had my eye on this set for quite a while, and somebody on eBay had a nice loose set here at a very competitive price. So I made him a fair offer and he kindly accepted, and here they are. I can show them off. It is the complete Reaction Super 7 Toxic Crusaders action figure line. So I do love them because of course they are in that kind of 3 3/4 inch style, just like the vintage Star Wars. Got all the accessories here, and of course, best of all, they're loose, so I don't have to worry about trying to maintain the card or keep them in the package. So yes, what a great little pickup, and definitely something that I've been wanting for a while, so very pleased with that. Welcome back to action figure identification. So first up, we've got this little piece of yellow here. It doesn't look like much. You might even mistake it for a mask. You would be wrong. That is a knee guard, and that is packaged with Remco Defenders. Here's one that's very obvious to the initiated. Those who are not familiar with it, well, that is of course from Bluebird or Mattel in the US, Mighty Max, and that came with one of the smaller
horror heads. Now, if you're in any doubt, if you find a piece like this, can you see that little ridge there? That's actually for Max to clip into place. So there is a clue there, and I'm pretty sure if you flip it over, it's gonna say BBT, which is Bluebird Toy. Here's a cool one. I picked it up online for $1, so I couldn't resist. Yes, it's from Playmates, and that of course was packaged with Toxic Crusaders Psycho. Okay, it's the classic, doesn't look like much, just 2 pieces of plastic. Well, I'm happy to report that they aren't. These were in fact packaged with Toy Story, and it came with one of the nightmare creations from Sid's house. So I'll show you a picture of that right now. So this piece is really interesting. I actually pulled it out of my mystery bin of parts, and I incorrectly assumed that it was Micronauts because it looks exactly the same as an accessory that comes with Microtron. But with a little bit of assistance, I actually found out that it comes from a knockoff line known as Interchangeables. So that is really cool. Here's another one. So this one here, again, I picked out of my mystery bin. Now, I wrongly assumed that it was perhaps Ninja Turtles. Then I thought, no, if it's not Ninja Turtles, it's got to be Stone Protectors. Wrong again. This was packaged with Cap Toys Stretch Armstrong. Alright, so these are weird and interesting looking accessories. Now, believe it or not, it comes from a line that I've mentioned several times that I do collect. That's right, it is from the Rock Lords, and as you can see, they are very weird accessories. They really don't look like they belong. You've got different color schemes, but they are all from the same series. Yep, Rock Lords.
Okay guys, it's that time again. It's time for Finds of the Day. Okay, so you may remember from the last episode, my favorite pickup was something that I got really excited about. It was a Remco skull, or should I say skeleton, and it was of course Crossbones from Pirates of the Galaxies. And here he is again. As I said, he really was one of my favorite pickups. Really excited to finally own one. Great little figure. I did promise you that I would try and track down a jewel thief. Well, it's proving to be pretty tricky. He is very pricey and he's very elusive. I'm not the only one who's hunting for one. But I was able to pick up yet another Crossbones at a very competitive rate, so I was very happy with that. Starting to kind of army build here now. But not just that, from the same seller, look, I even managed to get ribs. So that is the other Remco Pirate of the Galaxies skeleton fighter. So they are of course all incomplete. They're all missing. They're meant to come with some kind of plastic garb. These two guys have like a black shawl or fancy dress, whatever you want to call it. He's supposed to come with a red cloak. I guess they're not with it, but no worries. We're happy with them as they are. However, that still did not satisfy me. So I happened to be tuning in to Mike Zolo, one of his famous live auctions, and wouldn't you believe it, I was lucky enough to snag one of these. So I believe these are known as a Archfiend, but this one I'm pretty sure is the Slimed Drones version. It's translucent green, isn't he pretty? But I got another one. I got a purple one too. So have a look at my army now, guys. It's really starting to come on. It really looks great. Big shout out to Mike Zolo on these two guys. So we have a great skeleton army that is building here. And while that is really cool, even better is I'm able to look them up here in my Realms of the Underworld book, and I'll be able to tell you the exact names. So that there is Swamp Fiend, the Violet Menace, and the other fella is Swamp Fiend, the Emerald Phantom. So that's really cool. I'm really glad I purchased this. And while I was looking it up, I noticed that Mike actually has a Jewel Smuggler up for grabs here. So I wrote him in the hope that he still had some. You better believe it. Yep, that's right. So again, I was unable to track down that Jewel Thief. Even if I am, he's going to cost a pretty penny. But in the meantime, I do have these two jewel smugglers. And really cool, we got one in blue, one in yellow. They are on the card. It's a really nice card. They're really well sealed. So I'm really fighting the urge, but I think I'm gonna have to rip one open, especially this blue one, because it really is such a cool little piece. So big shout out to Mike Zolo for these. These are really phenomenal figures. If you haven't looked into Realms of the Underworld, I would highly suggest doing so. Alright guys, so thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for your support. Thanks for watching. Just a reminder again, if you are interested, we do have the live auction. That's One Man's John in BOD Toys for Suckers. It's every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Look forward to seeing you then. See you now. Bye.